Adorama TV presents Getting the Shot with Corey Rich.
Hi, I'm Corey Rich and we're in Lake Tahoe, California. Today we're shooting for an ad campaign for Ski Lake Tahoe. I'm trying to really shoot this to match the comp. I mean, it's a very rough comp. Really, it's a series of inspiration images that were photoshopped together just to give me the idea of what we're aiming to do. It's a very cool concept that's going to require several images, and then eventually they'll all be composited to make one final print layout. Today we're in the park. We're actually shooting the flipping and spinning portion of the ad campaign. And we have a couple of incredible athletes that can virtually do anything in the air, whatever we need, backflips, front flips, spins. And that's what I want. I want models that can really do what I ask them to do, athletes that feel comfortable in the air and aren't taking big risks. They're kind of in their office today. I'm shooting on the Nikon D4s for its speed, high resolution, and incredible autofocus. I really want the athletes frozen in the air, so I'm shooting at 2,000th of a second for a shutter speed and f5.6, so I have plenty of depth of field. I'm on a 16 to 35 millimeter f4 lens. I don't need speed, it's bright sun out here, and I'm 200 ISO. So once I figure out my exposure, then I have the athletes do a few passes while I figure out the best camera position so that I'm really capturing the action from the correct point of view. Okay, Kyle, why don't you lay out a big old backflip? You'll notice that I'm using walkie talkies to communicate with the athletes. They're not that far away, but I'm giving some fairly specific direction, where to look, which direction I want them spinning, if their jackets need to get zipped up or pockets zipped up. So having these, fairly inexpensive walkie talkies is really valuable when it comes to communication. I've heard folks ask, well, can't you just use your mobile phone? Well, phones are difficult because you have to dial. It's not instant communication. With the radio, I pull it out of my pocket, I communicate, and we're ready to shoot. You'll also notice we developed some signs. So thumbs up means we're ready to shoot. If I put the X in front of my hands, in front of my body, that means don't shoot. I always err on the side of overshooting. I'd rather turn in too much content than not enough, because getting back out here, the logistics to be in the park with all the right athletes and in all the right clothes with the perfect weather, this doesn't happen every day. So it's make the most of the situation while you're there. I have a SanDisk Extreme Pro 128 gig card inside of the camera. When I'm shooting, I want reliability when it comes to memory. I just want to be certain. The last thing in my mind that I want to be worrying about is the card reliable, and will the files actually be on the card when I'm finished? We have 5 fantastic athletes, and the reason that we're working with 5 athletes is I'm not sure what the best moment will be. The concept is for a flip, but it might turn out that a twist looks just as good for the ski segment or the park segment of this shoot. Nice job. Cool. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Cody. Good job. Cool. And there we go. It's a wrap. We just finished shooting the first component of this ad campaign, which was the ski and snowboard action in the park. Next segment, we're going to go indoors, and we're actually going to be shooting in the casinos in South Lake Tahoe, California, the lifestyle component of this print campaign. But this was a great shoot today. You are watching Adorama TV. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and there is tons of great educational free content being published all the time. And remember, if you need anything photo or video related, go to adorama.com. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm Corey Rich. Be sure to check out Adorama's latest contest. There's a ton of cool stuff that you can win.
Do you want great-looking prints at low cost? Be sure to visit our easy-to-use online printing service. Adorama Pix has professionals who treat your images with the utmost care that you can count on. For a quick turnaround on photos, cards, or albums, use AdoramaPix.com.
Adorama TV presents Getting the Shot with Corey Rich.
I'm Corey Rich, and you're watching Adorama TV. Adorama is the home for everything photo and video, adorama.com. In the last episode, we went to Heavenly Mountain Resort, and we shot skiers and snowboarders doing flips off of giant jumps with the lake in the background. We were trying to shoot a sequence of images of the skiers and snowboarders flipping and twisting. Now we're shooting the second half of what the ad agency conceived, and this is how advertising works. It's about building plates. It's about shooting each element so that we can put together a final ad execution. First, we're shooting the athletes doing a backflip off the DJ stage using strobes. So we brought in two 12-foot by 3-foot by 4-foot foam pits, really pole vaulting or gymnastic pits, so that the athletes can actually do backflips off of the DJ stand in the nightclub, but have a soft landing rather than the concrete floor. We have two athletes, each of them with a slightly different flip, slightly different twist, and then later we can decide which of the backflips with a little bit of a twist makes the most sense for the ad layout. For light, we were simply using the ProPhoto 7B packs. We had two heads, really a rim light, creating separation from the background, and then a front light, which is filling the subject as they're flipping. You can buy the newer equivalent, which is the 8B packs at adorama.com. We're at 250 ISO, 250th of a second in terms of shutter speed, and f5.6 in terms of aperture. That's plenty of depth of field so that I'm not worried about selective focus. I know that if they're in that rough zone, everything's going to be in focus. Great. And go for it. Yeah, that was great. For doing the crowd shot, we're switching to LED lights. We're using light panel LED lights, so we have Solas in the background, Sola 12s in the background, and Helios in the foreground to just add a little bit of fill. I want it to feel like a concert or nightlife environment, so we want hard rim light with just subtle fill. Everyone's having fun. We've brought in a smoke machine to make sure that we can add some texture to the rays of light, really some kind of cool shafts of light coming over the shoulders of all of our models. We've had everybody arrive about an hour early so that we can decide what clothes they're wearing, and then I'll really coach them through the expressions.
Yeah! Tons of fun! Great, good, great.
In terms of camera, I'm using a Nikon D4s. I want really high ISO. We'll probably shoot around 1600 or 3200 ISO. We're shooting at f2.8, wide open on a 24 to 70 millimeter lens. And then we're shooting at about 125th of a second so that we get a little bit of motion blur, but we can also stop the action and have sharp eyes. Great, hold on. That's way better when everyone's screaming. All right, that went really well. That was awesome. The backflip looked great. The crowd shot looked great. I think the ad agency is going to be happy. Ski Lake Tahoe is going to get a fantastic ad campaign out of this, and that's really my goal at the end of the day. I want my clients to be happy. I want to push the creativity, and really I want to get the phone call the next year when they have another ad campaign. You're watching Adorama TV. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, anything that you want, photo or video related, you can get at adorama.com. And there's tons of informational programming, cool videos just like this published regularly. So tune in to Adorama TV, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you soon. Be sure to check out Adorama's latest contest. There's tons of cool stuff that you can win.
Do you want great looking prints at low cost? Be sure to visit our easy to use online printing service. Adorama Pics has professionals who treat your images with the utmost care that you can count on. For a quick turnaround on photos, cards, or albums, use adoramapics.com.